Without even knowing that he hooks up with probably your waifu in the show, I was going to say I actually feel like Mikey has big Krillin energy. Just in life.
Fuck off.
In life, dude.
Fuck off. No way.
Yeah, dude.
No way.
Yeah, because you're loyal like crazy, dude. You know what I mean? And like
Krillin energy, I love that.
yeah, and then like when you rage, you rage. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, but you only rage when you need to.
Disc.
Yeah, but Mikey's not easily killed.
No, that's true.
Well, that remains to be seen.
Hello.
Hi, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. It looks different today, doesn't it?
Again.
Yeah.
Again, the difference.
I kind of do feel like we're accentuating the like us versus them vibe here right now. There's definitely like a 2-on-1 thing going on, big time.
I feel like maybe
Yeah.
Mikey and I have like predicted the need for this.
This is
You needed to join forces.
This is a big one. This is a big one for us.
Okay.
We're gonna do a little fusion dance here and take you down.
Fusion.
What?
You'll get it later.
You'll get that later.
And speaking on that, spoiler alert, we are spoiling the first saga, the Saiyan Saga of Dragon Ball Z. Okay? That's what we're covering. That's how far we're going.
Yeah.
We'll get to the other stuff later, but if for some reason you're like Jordy and you haven't seen this yet, we're going right up until they head off to Namek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This episode is this series is so impactful to my youth.
Yeah.
That I needed Jay's fucking right beside me.
Yeah.
And fucking
Yeah.
just
Because
fuck.
you didn't feel confident enough to defend it on your own.
Fuck you.
That's what it seems like right now to me.
No. No. Like you haven't even seen Goku go Super Saiyan yet.
Okay.
That's not even till like season 3, I think.
Season 2.
Season
And the
two.
very
Yeah.
end, very
like
end.
93, like not episode 93 or something like
Yeah,
that.
like very end of the Frieza saga.
Yeah.
Sure.
Which we'll get to.
Okay.
Speaking of that,
Oh, yeah.
this is the first of many.
Yeah, we're doing kind of
Yes.
like a heavy hitter series with this one. So, like, I guess we're going to cover an arc maybe once a month for the next little while until we feel like we've given Dragon Ball Z its due.
Yeah. Like
There's only so many.
Yeah.
I mean, well, that's the thing, right? Like we're starting you on Dragon Ball Z and not the OG Dragon Ball,
Right.
which is also kind of problematic when I think back on the shit I used to see that came up on that.
Why? Is it worse? Is it bad?
It's a little pervy.
Yeah,
well,
I
this too, a
mean,
little
Master Roshi is
He's-
like
yeah.
the my favorite, but
Honestly, not surprised. Not surprised.
Yeah.
but yeah. So for our listeners, usually Senpai Jay is hanging back behind the board, but today we've got him on the panel, and it's a 2-on-1.
We're just going to try it out.
I thought we were all friends.
We're just
We,
going to
we
try it
are.
out.
We're best of friends.
Okay.
To be honest, sometimes we like to switch it up because
Yeah.
maybe I feel a little more strongly about a certain thing than
Yeah,
Mikey,
totally.
and vice versa. But this
Yeah.
time, I think neither one of us could decide who felt more strongly about this. So we're like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Let's just sit together and
join forces.
and absolutely tag team you.
That actually makes me feel powerful that you felt the need to actually tag team me because, like, you're worried about what I was going to do to your beloved show.
Well, yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I maybe see some of the issues that Dragon Ball Z has.
Sure. Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z has only one issue.
I'm really intrigued to hear what you think the issue is. We'll get into it.
You know what the issue is?
What?
Your issues.
Huh?
Whatever issue you have with it is going to be my issue.
Oh, then
right.
there's more than one then.
Oh God. I'm in trouble.
It was the live action was the only issue.
Oh yeah.
That's what I watched though. That's what I watched for this.
No, you fucking didn't. Do you know how
That's
I
what you
know
told me
that?
to watch.
No, because you know how I know that?
How?
Because I know that you watched it with Jay. Jay and I talk.
I didn't watch it with Jay.
Simultaneously though.
We did kind of talk about it as we were
Yeah.
watching.
We were
it.
watching at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also used your Funimation account, so you could have seen my progress probably just by logging in and see where
Exactly.
I'm at.
I also know because I would go on and I would watch my shows on Funimation, and I would see, he's coming along, he's progressing.
Yeah.
And also I was like, should we make him watch Dragon Ball Z Kai? and like save him.
It crossed my mind too.
Right, save him some painful stuff so that he could like really enjoy it. But I was like, no, he has to know.
No, you want me to suffer.
Yeah, but like it's not suffering because okay. Here's the thing. You don't understand. Like when I was watching this when it first came out, I would download it in like Swedish dubs because it hasn't been like done in English dubs, just so that I saw cool action and I didn't care what was really going on because I just needed to consume it.
Yeah, like as of today's standards, like Dragon Ball Z, you go to Walmart, you see Dragon Ball Z shit. You go to like anywhere, you see Dragon Ball Z shit. Back when we first got into this, there was like a mystique around this.
For sure.
Like, you had to seek it out. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Eventually, it came into YTV and it was on, every day. Like everybody was watching that stuff on cable or whatever. But like even to the video games, like one of my first exposures to anime anything was a ripped copy on somebody's modded PS1 of Dragon Ball GT Final Bout. Okay, and this was like some deep cut Japanese game that my buddy had found some like burnt disc on.
Yeah.
And we played that and it was like absolutely mind-blowing, and there was like just this really cool, awesome infamy to Dragon Ball back in the day. And that's always stuck with me.
Not to mention, like, I don't know how many times as a kid I would meditate and try to actually go Super Saiyan or like,
Or Kaioken.
Yeah, or try to like actually throw a Kamehameha.
Oh my god, bro! What I wouldn't give to see little you
Little Mikey
trying to
raging.
fucking Kamehameha.
Yeah, there's that one video of that kid online on YouTube.
It's one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah,
dude.
you know exactly what I'm talking about. Where I legit believe he was gonna go Super Saiyan on me. I was like, there's so much passion here. Like this might actually happen.
And then at the very end, he's like, all like he like thinks he's done it, and he's like standing. He's like, my name. He's like, my name is Jalen, and I am a Super Saiyan. And then the video cuts out. But this is after 2 minutes of him screaming at the top of his fucking lungs. Okay, like people would have called the cops.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shirtless, of course.
Jalen's not alone though.
in
I
his
feel
room.
like a lot of kids were doing that.
Oh yeah,
It was definitely.
I feel like everyone gave it a shot. I tried to use the Force.
That's
Twice.
also true. Yeah, very true.
But yeah, I think everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people watching this would have been exposed to Z first and foremost.
Z or Zed?
Z.
Dragon Ball Zed.
On TV growing up as kids, it probably would have been on YTV, like I said,
Yeah,
or
YTV,
Toonami, things like that. Dragon Ball, the original series, was something that I personally had to go and find myself and seek it out myself.
Right.
And the thing with Dragon Ball was, so the creator Akira Toriyama, absolute legend, Mount Rushmore of anime. Dragon Ball was kind of one of his first long-standing series that he put out. It was a little on like the goofy side.
Sure.
Yeah.
So take the silliest shit that you saw in Z. That's all Dragon Ball all the time.
Thank you for not putting me through that.
Very goofy, silly shit.
That's the thing, right? Because he's like Goku is a child.
Yeah.
At
a
that
little boy.
point.
He's like Gohan's age.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so like you do get a lot of history from watching that.
Sure.
Like how he was able to learn the Kamehameha, how like Master Roshi is actually way more badass than he looks in Z.
Yeah.
Why it's significant that Piccolo is actually fighting with them in this series, considering he was actually a main villain.
They did a
in
good
Dragon
job
Ball.
at like not explaining any of that shit, but like making it clear that was the case. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Good. I'm glad it wasn't lost on you.
Wait, did we do the spoiler alert?
Yeah, Jay said
Okay,
spoiler
yeah,
alert,
that's
yeah. Okay, so let me tell you my like boiling it down of what Dragon Ball Z is.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's get the...
Pretty much, it's a bunch of magical ninjas who walk around and talk a lot and fight a little bit.
What? Yo.
Right?
No,
Jay looks like he's about to agree with me though.
They do talk a lot.
And walk a lot.
Yeah.
They just walk around a lot. Or run, depending on which character we're
fly.
talking about.
Or fly.
Yeah. And that's the thing. One of them flies on a fart cloud sometimes, but he can also just regularly fly.
That's fucking Nimbus, man.
He can fly out without it though.
Yeah.
They can all fly.
Yeah.
Listen,
but
if,
they
you, if
just
you're
choose
gonna
not
come
to
at
all the
us
time.
calling Nimbus a fart cloud,
Dude, it's
Yeah.
a little
the
yellowy
first
green
few
cloud that
minutes
sits
of
under.
this podcast, then we're gonna have problems.
We are gonna have problems, dude.
I'm already getting like hot. I should take off this fucking sweater.
Nimbus is Nimbus is like a little baby.
Yeah,
guess.
it's just a cute little cloud.
But he can also fly without it. So like, why does he need it?
He couldn't always.
Not yet.
Fly
Not
away.
when he was.
He can here though.
No, okay, in here, yeah, but like
Yeah.
in Dragon Ball, he couldn't.
Sure.
But they're
But
friends.
they're friends, yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize it was like a sentient being. It looked like
well, you
just,
should have.
Yeah.
how? I just was supposed to
Magic.
assume.
It's magic.
It's magic.
Okay.
Also, it's Nimbus. Just fucking know it.
You're telling me to just know it.
yeah.
After
Yeah,
you
it's
just told me
implied.
that
It is implied.
it's literally not implied.
Yeah.
It's literally a cloud that just
You can call it.
Yeah, but
And
that
it
doesn't
comes.
mean it's alive. Like
It could.
I don't know, dude. It's
It could
magic. I
mean.
can make up any explanation I want.
I think it could mean it. That
I
it's
guess
magic.
so.
Yeah.
The possibility is there, and you should have went with that
You
possibility.
do guess so. We win. Next.
Okay, so
Jordy's in the hot seat.
general thoughts. No, I feel fine. You're the one who's warm. General thoughts. This is not a show to come to as a grown ass man. I know I mentioned that to both of you probably on different occasions. Like I have grown ass man problems, and like I know that we're doing this project, and I watch everything you tell me to watch. But like, if I didn't, I don't have fucking time for this.
Oh, come on, man.
I have no time for this if
Okay.
I'm not doing this show with you guys.
Dragon
Why?
Ball
It's
has Dragon Ball Z. I will say does because it's a serialized anime, so it does drag in some points, especially when they're powering up.
Can I be honest with you? It drags more than it doesn't.
That's my one issue where like you don't see it right now when they go Super Saiyan when
Yeah.
his hair is yellow, and I'm sure you've seen that like
See-
everywhere.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I know about the like joke about how long it takes them to power up before they battle.
Yeah.
That didn't even happen in this arc we watched. It wasn't even power up before battle. It was wander around and quote unquote train.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
But the thing is, you're also okay. So from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z, there was a time jump, right?
Yeah.
So he was a little kid,
Sure.
and then he becomes an adult, young adult or whatever, and people are realizing, oh man, like I'm getting stronger, but where most humans would not get stronger.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because he's alien.
He's technically an alien.
And we find that out here. Does he didn't know that in the Dragon Ball? He finds that out here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he didn't like know the extent, but like
He's like, something's up with me.
we knew.
Okay.
People knew.
Interesting.
The viewers knew.
So another thing, like I can register, and you guys will like this, that I can register that it's influential. Like I can see bits of other shows that I've seen way later in life that clearly were just lifted from Dragon Ball Z and plopped into a new show.
Sure.
Inuyasha is a perfect example.
Sure.
It's all Dragon Ball Z vibes. And Last Airbender, you know what I mean, is another one.
Well,
just
Last Airbender for sure.
100%.
Inuyasha was still coming out a little bit early. Like, what was it? I think Inuyasha was like 90s. So
yeah, it would have
this-
been a few years after Dragon
Yeah.
Ball.
Okay, so maybe it didn't pull the same way.
I don't think it pulled the same way, but like any fighting anime,
Yeah.
powering up, power levels,
Yeah.
right? Like
Battle anime, I think was like the
battle
term they
anime.
always use. It became a super popular, viable thing for
Yeah.
studios to make. Because that's one thing that Dragon Ball and also One Piece would be probably the other big influential one around the same time where everybody was like, oh, we can make these
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
much exclusively and
Yeah.
do just fine.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
And they did.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Yeah. Another thing, I didn't expect for it to be kind of a comedy. Like I just, again, not having grown up with it, I didn't realize that it was like kind of funny.
Yeah.
Right? Because
There's a
all
lot
you
of
hear
humor.
about it as a kid, if you didn't watch it, all you hear about it is fight scenes and going Super Saiyan and
And like I said,
powering
a
up.
lot of most of Toriyama's other work is entirely comedic.
Okay.
Dragon Ball was very silly, still had battles,
So damn
but very silly.
So silly, dude.
And then he had another one called Dr. Slump that he did before.
Yeah.
That was literally slapstick, like
Okay.
poop comedy. Okay. the main character runs around with a pink poop on a stick.
oh,
so good.
that sounds
Yeah.
fucking horrible.
Yeah. Fuck you, man. Dr. Slump is sick.
Another thing I'll say is that the fight scenes were pretty good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I definitely
they're great.
dated. So like as I'm watching them, I'm seeing like the limitations in animation of the style at the time. Sorry, but like they were not unenjoyable. It's just that it took so much talking for them to get there. Like I'd say there's an 80-20 split of like getting like just dealing with random shit in the world and fight scenes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
Which
feel
was
like a lot of that's got to be potentially budget,
yeah.
cost savings.
Sure.
A lot cheaper to animate people talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
yeah.
also, I think that the other thing too is this is the first series that we made you watch that had fillers. Like even with Inuyasha, the first season was
Pretty lean.
Pretty lean and still canon.
Yeah, and we actually can talk about that because there was a lot of discussion before we started watching of whether to skip the fillers or not, just to save me some time, I guess, because I watch a shit ton of anime now.
But there wasn't a lot of fillers in the first season.
This show?
Yeah,
Dude,
it was
there was
like
Two or three episodes.
3 episodes. Everything else is canon.
It felt like there were more to me. There was like so many episodes of again like Gohan like wandering around on his own. They were calling it training, but like that could have been one episode.
You mean Goku?
No, Gohan.
Gohan.
Oh, Gohan.
When he's training
Yeah.
at the beginning, he's a little boy, and he's
That's right.
out
That's
on
right.
his
That's
own.
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
quote unquote training.
Cool, yeah.
But yeah, right. So like that we wouldn't call that filler because that is
It's just drawing it out.
Exactly.
Drawing it out,
So that would
yeah.
be more an issue, I think,
Okay.
with pacing.
Yeah,
with
sure,
that.
fair enough, fair enough.
But we're talking about filler where like when he gets washed up on the orphan island, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
like he has to like help the little kids on that
Yeah.
island and stuff.
Or where Piccolo and Goku get their driver's license.
Yeah, or the
That
fucking
didn't happen in this.
It happens later.
Okay.
or when he befriends the dinosaur. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
like those ones are just like they don't
Silly.
matter in any way, shape, or form. If you
sure.
didn't watch them, you would miss absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And that's like Mikey said, Dragon Ball Z Kai, which we thought about maybe making you watch,
It cuts those out.
was specifically designed to be a leaner version of that without that stuff, just to get you through. Most people hate the idea because
Yeah.
it doesn't.
They're
feel-
purists.
Exactly, 100%, right? But for me personally, I think Kai is good for somebody who has watched it all already once, full form,
Yeah.
and just wants to go back and watch like the
Yeah, do
highlight
like
shit.
a rewatch. Of
Sure.
it, yeah.
Yeah. Couple more thoughts. I like the power levels seemed like inconsistent sometimes. Like
Yeah.
sometimes someone would get like
Get
knocked
used to
out.
that.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. It just was hard. I was like, why give the power
over.
levels if you're not going to actually like stick to that?
Because they were trying it out.
Yeah.
It was a new thing, power scaling. Like
Yeah.
this is one of the formative things as far as introducing this power scaling, attributing numbers in power levels
Yeah.
to things that we saw
Sure.
ever in media.
Yeah,
Was
It's
like-
just hard to swallow that those kind of holes that you're just like, yeah, that happens. Like, still ended up with such an iconic show. I was like, it's just riddled with like weirdness and holes and like, you know what I mean? Like, how is that the best show? Do you know what I mean?
Okay, fine. I'll give you that one. Let's fucking move on.
Okay, fair enough. I'll make you guys happy for a second. I'll give you two other points that you're gonna like. Okay, one, I must be getting desensitized to random magical powers because they're like magic power ninja moves. Didn't bother me at all in the show.
Well,
it
I
just
think-
felt par for the course.
I think that has a lot to do. At least, I don't know. I can't speak for you, but for me, it has a lot to do with the fact that so much of what they talk about here is steeped in like actual martial arts and actual cultural stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This whole series was influenced almost entirely by A Journey to the West.
Yeah.
You know, Goku being like the monkey prince.
Monkey
Totally,
Prince,
yeah.
yeah.
Like
Okay.
100%. He carries the stick even. Like,
Literally
the
comes from an
staff.
alien race of monkeys.
Yeah, with the tail and everything,
Yeah.
and he's like got the staff in old Dragon Ball. Like he was literally lifted from it, right?
Yeah.
But so there's all this like tradition, like Chinese tradition, Japanese tradition, like that are in this. The idea of ki and controlling ki, manipulating ki blasts, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what Kamehameha is
Yeah.
is ki energy.
And that's what I liked is
That's
like
a real thing.
The magic is like wrapped in a package mostly. Most of their magic that they can do is like projectile energy blasts.
Right.
In different forms, in different shapes, depending on what, like, how they trained. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And so I liked that it wasn't just like a free for all of magic.
It's like energy
with-
focus and manipulation, as
exactly.
opposed to my arm's a tree and it
Exactly.
can shoot little vines of venom at
Yeah,
you. or
which as
something.
we know, like, I don't like when it just gets out of control with magic.
But like, I mean, you also have to accept that like Piccolo being an alien, being able to like stretch his arms and shit.
Did he do that? I don't think he did that in this.
Maybe not in this one, but he's
Oh,
definitely very stretchy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely very
Kind
strong.
of doll seem like.
Sure. But yeah, he's an alien. That makes sense. It's like they laid groundwork for those kind of things in this show, which I appreciated.
Yep.
The other thing I'll say that I enjoyed is like this show is about heroes being outmatched. And we've talked at length about my issues with OP characters who just win. I'm fine with my main character winning in the end, but they have to work for it. And in this show, you really see them working for it. They suffer
yeah.
losses before they end up with a win.
The whole just to move ahead, the whole thing is Saiyans, when you beat them up, they come back stronger. Like so they would purposely get beat up sometimes because they know they'll just come back stronger.
I didn't know that was the case.
That's something that gets comes out a little later. But
Not to get way ahead of ourselves, but like, aren't there none left?
technically, there's only
Goku and Gohan.
Vegeta.
Oh, right, he got away.
Yeah,
You're right, you're right,
Vegeta and Goku are the only pure Saiyans left.
Yeah.
That you know of.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that you
Okay,
know of
okay,
right
okay,
now.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta fucking remember, man, because it's like it's been so long since I watched this,
Yeah.
and like the whole series kind of blends into one another. It goes
Plus,
like,
you got movie shit as well that
Yeah.
is or isn't canon, and then becomes canon later, and
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
fuck, it's a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's okay.
beautiful, beautiful mess.
Fine. There might be more than one issue.
I appreciated your confidence when you said that, but I was like, oh, this is going to be fun because he thinks that. I'm going to have a good time.
Let me hit you guys with some facts, and then we can really start to get our teeth into this.
Let's do it.
So Dragon Ball Z, commonly abbreviated as DBZ, is a Japanese anime television series produced by Toei Animation. Part of the Dragon Ball media franchise, it is the sequel to the 1986 Dragon Ball animated series and adapts the latter 325 chapters of the original Dragon Ball manga series created by Akira Toriyama, which ran in Weekly Shonen Jump from 1988 to 1995. The series aired in Japan on Fuji TV from April 1989 to January 1996 and was later dubbed for broadcast in at least 81 countries worldwide.
Wow.
Huge reach.
Respect.
So yeah, I mean, there's no Dragon Ball Z manga. Dragon Ball just continued into Z.
Okay.
Because by the end of Dragon Ball, the original series, Goku's he's like a teenager, right? He's not like he starts off like Gohan's age. By the very end of the series, he's aged up a little bit.
Yeah.
But then Z is like, okay, now he's
He's
like
an adult.
Well, adult.
Yeah.
He's in his early 20s.
Sure.
You
He
know
has
what
his
I mean?
own child.
For sure, but he's in his early 20s,
Yeah.
right? Which back then, early 20s, having your own kid, like that was kind of commonplace.
par for the course,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so this like we said, this is season 1. So we are gonna definitely do all the other ones. The movies are a little trickier because the movies came out throughout over the years and were done by different directors.
Okay.
Usually with supervision by Toriyama,
Okay.
the original creator, but not necessarily like with his stamp on it, so to speak. So there's a lot of movie characters that have become really popular over the years that a lot of people know about. Broly being one of the big ones, yeah.
I fucking love Broly.
But Broly's interesting because he came out in a movie that wasn't canon back in the 90s.
Okay,
And then
they canonized it.
Toriyama canonized it just recently by kind of remaking that movie in canon.
I see.
And so everybody rest assured, we'll probably eventually get to the movies because there's some that I think are definitely worth checking out. There'll be fun ones, I think.
Okay.
But for now,
Fun like I'm going to enjoy them, or fun like when we talk about them and I hurt
Both.
Mikey's feelings?
both. A little bit of both.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then eventually, I'd love to get to Super. Super would be really cool.
So that's the thing, right? Like when we do it, like we're
GT.
gonna have to,
We'll
we're
talk
gonna
about
have
this
to-
off the pod,
yeah,
but
off
yeah.
the podcast. But like
We'll have
GT
to find the right path to work our way
isn't
through it all.
technically canon anymore,
Yeah.
right?
I
So-
just want to get you guys excited to say that, like, hey, we're not just going to start this and then bail out and not give you guys
We're in it. We're
the
committed.
fucking goods.
We're committed to Dragon Ball Z.
All you Dragon Ball fans, we're
Yeah.
going to talk about all your faves. Don't
Yeah.
worry. We'll get there.
Sick.
and our waifus. I'm gonna make you pick a waifu this time.
Like today?
Yeah, you have to pick a waifu.
We'll get that.
I already know what Jay's waifu is. We've already talked about this.
She's an all-time fave.
Who is?
Yeah.
Bulma.
Oh, okay.
Bulma.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get it from
That's
her.
okay.
What was the
You
other
will.
girl? What was
You
the
will.
other girl with the
Chi-Chi.
Chi-Chi.
That's
that?
Goku's wife.
No, there's another one, a blonde girl later on.
Oh, Lunch.
She's the
Or
one.
Launch.
She would be the
whatever.
one.
No, the best. Let's be real here. The best blonde fucking waifu.
18.
Yeah. Oh man.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
We digress.
All right, let's get into the world of Dragon Ball Z. So it starts off pretty normal, right?
Yeah.
It's like a standardized kind of Earth vibe, a little sci-fi touch. Like there's weird shapes of the buildings. There's stuff like that. So I get like a futuristic vibe, I'm guessing.
And the technology with Capsule Corp.
Yeah, it's interesting because you get a futuristic vibe, but also like their ninja like elements and their training is like old culture. So there's kind of this like past meets future thing going on in Dragon
Steeped in
Ball Z.
tradition.
Yeah. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was. It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
It really was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you
No,
saying it like that?
Because you agree and we're on the same page.
I'm allowed to agree.
I know, and I'm allowed to celebrate.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels awful, like really weird for me when we agree.
Yeah. Well, it happens from time to time.
Mikey doesn't like it.
Okay, so let's
so
talk about
combative.
the other element. So the world is that weird, like kind of like past meets future Earth, but then also we get into some space elements. There's other planets.
Yeah.
And the other part of the world that was fucking bonkers was the afterlife.
Yo, the afterlife is the best, especially when he's
best?
like, yeah, man, like he's just running on the road.
We're gonna get to the Snake Road at some point, but just the way the afterlife exists, and like,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some sort of tradition that lays it out, but like, it's literally just a big guy at a desk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's weird, man.
It's very Toriyama,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
But also, it's also very like I think like Chinese and Japanese like culture as well. There are these places that physically exist in the afterlife that you go to.
That's the
and-
thing is there's these little pocket places that are like just encapsulated little vibes that are their own,
right.
right?
Yeah.
And it's like that's what
Yeah,
the
like
afterlife seems to be made up of. Little
King
like
Kai's
pockets
little
of things.
planet and
Yeah.
like
the snake princess or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's the thing, right? Like you also got to understand it's regardless if it's still based on Earth or whatever, it's still a very whimsical anime where you get critters, you get different aliens. So like once
Yeah.
you introduce aliens and magic, first of all, it's not fucking magic. It's fucking manipulation of key energy.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it magic because it bothers you, and I enjoy that.
Yeah, but then when the show
Yeah.
introduces actual magic later on, you'll
Yeah.
just be
No.
confused.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like this.
Yeah, this is why we have to do it this way.
Oh my god.
Yeah, what I appreciate though is that they didn't go overboard with the aliens or like overboard with the magic yet. Anyhow, you know what I mean?
That's
It's
right.
all reined in. Whereas like it's really easy to go overboard with that kind of shit.
Sure.
So I appreciate that.
It's expanding, right? Because
Yeah.
again, keep in mind the story is continuing from Dragon Ball, which
Yeah.
was a lot more grounded.
Sure.
And
You
there's
know.
a lot more like folklore creatures that are involved.
That's right. Yeah, less alien stuff, right? Like
Yeah.
Piccolo was kind of like one of like the major kind of alien characters in
Yeah.
Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
And then from there it just continues to blossom out until
Did
you
he
get
not,
to Super and they're in different like universes
Yeah.
by
Mhm.
Super. You know what I mean? They're talking to like gods and stuff by
Yeah.
Super.
Well, they did that in this too, like in the afterlife and shit like that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but,
but
like,
there's like, it's,
beyond
yeah,
that.
there's
Yeah.
There's levels to this, dude.
There's
Okay.
levels to the
Okay.
godhood.
Okay.
There's different god tiers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Let's move on. Let's talk about the art of Dragon Ball Z.
Iconic.
Sure. I would say
Iconic.
it's like very simple, and I'm sure that's intentional, right? Like in comparison, like we just covered a bunch of Gundam shit, which came out before this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much more detailed art. Much more detailed. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And this was like simple line drawings, monochromatic color situation going on. That's
right.
Not much is going on art wise. So to say iconic, like the character design probably iconic, but the art
Yes.
style is very like flat. Am I right to say that?
Yeah.
It's 2D hand-drawn
Hand-drawn.
animation.
Yeah.
They're not doing anything too out of control with detail or anything like that. But you're right. It's
Yeah.
the character design, right? Because Akira Toriyama, like you look at one of his characters, you know it's an Akira Toriyama character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever play Chrono Trigger?
I was
little bit.
just gonna say Chrono Trigger.
I did play Chrono Trigger.
So
a little
literally,
bit,
yeah, the artwork on Chrono Trigger
Yeah.
was designed by Akira Toriyama.
Oh,
so,
interesting.
Like, a guy with the red hair and the samurai
Yeah,
sword,
yeah,
he's so
yeah.
iconic
Yeah.
on it. The
Yeah.
frog man, like
Yeah.
those are all Toriyama designs. And when
Yeah.
you look
Yeah.
at them, if you
know.
go back and look at them now, and you're just like, oh, that looks like little red hair Goku.
Yeah.
I think Dragon Quest too.
Dragon Quest as well was a
yeah.
Toriyama.
Toriyama, like you know his art style, and that's why I'm saying like it's so iconic. Like no matter where you go,
Yeah.
you're gonna be able to recognize like Dragon Ball Z, any of his artwork.
I probably won't, but I appreciate that people can.
At a certain point, I
I'm not
think
good
you
at
will.
that. I'm not good at that. I'm not. That's not a fault on the show. That's a fault on me. I don't pick up on things.
No,
like
but you're
that.
going to continue to
Yeah.
get shows under your belt as we do this.
Yeah.
And then you're also going to eventually be 7, 8, 9 plus 3 or 4 movies deep on Dragon Ball. By that
I'll be
point,
pretty well versed.
I think you're going to start to realize, like, okay, like this
Okay.
is a Toriyama face.
Cool. Fair enough.
Yeah.
You talked about character design being iconic. There were actually elements that I pulled out of this that took me back to my childhood, my anime-free childhood.
Yeah.
Because there was a Wizard of Oz animation from when I was a kid.
Okay.
And it was,
Is this where the Snake Road comes in?
No, but the Wizard of Oz animation, I think, was made by these guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What?
yeah, because Gohan's little like tiger buddy he makes friends with,
Yeah.
is the cowardly lion from my childhood.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Weird.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
I'm
Or
telling
Shweebs, you can yell at us if
I
you
think
know.
there's a weird Dragon Ball Z style anime version of Wizard of Oz from when I was a kid that aired here that I did
Somehow
watch.
got dubbed and
Yeah.
Strange.
Yeah.
You know what? I would believe it, dude, because I mean, it's definitely more common practice now, but the amount of animation work that gets outsourced for Western animation shows
Yeah.
to Korea and Japan
Sure.
today is
Yeah.
insane, dude.
Yeah, and a lot of copying like characters too, especially like things like a tiger
Yeah.
or like a lion. Like
They would
that
have
kind
their way of
face.
drawing
Yeah.
a lion, and you would see it in every one of their shows
Yeah.
where a lion would be, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
100%.
Right.
Another thing, I don't know if this is an art thing, but something I thought was really cool is the fact that the characters, like, what do they call them? Warriors, ninjas? What are they?
they're
The Z fighters.
Z fighters. Yeah.
I'm gonna go
If you're
with
talking
ninja.
about if you're talking about the protagonist, the
Yeah.
team is technically the Z fighters.
Okay,
but-
well, so the various fighters, they on their uniforms or outfits or whatever, they wear the emblems of their teachers.
that's right.
Yes.
I love that, dude.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know if that's art. That's probably more of a cultural thing.
Totally.
But it's fucking cool.
It's art in the sense that the art is choosing to stick closely to tradition
Cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and the culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, like when I was doing judo, like for all those years, I would always have a patch of my club.
Yeah.
On my,
I
on
guess
my
that's
gi,
true,
right?
yeah.
Like so.
Yeah.
The front of my
You-
Muay Thai shirts
Yeah.
says Krudar, like my
Okay.
yeah, like
Right,
where
like-
I
I
never
train.
did any of that, so I don't have that in my
You
background.
know, that's the other thing
Yeah.
too, right? Because like Jay and I, we both were really into martial arts
Yeah.
for a long time,
Yeah.
and this just also, even growing up, I was really into martial arts. So watching a show about martial arts
Yeah.
or an anime show where not
It's for you.
only
Yeah.
like I'm like seeing wicked cool like flashes of fighting,
Yeah.
but I can also see somebody use fucking kamehamehas.
Yeah, and you're like,
And,
if I
like-
train hard enough.
But yeah, that's
I
the
could
thing.
do
He,
this.
he gets to like cartoons over. I'm gonna go do that now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna go do what I just watched.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
try
yeah.
at
Try
least.
it, yeah.
You know, you get to
play-
go outside and
you go
do
with your
it.
friends. You go,
Yeah.
let's play Dragon Ball Z, and you're mimicking the
or,
moves.
or
right?
like
Yeah.
I would put like weight, like ankle weights on and like
Yeah.
wrist weights,
Yeah.
and then or it's like in Naruto though.
Yeah.
You haven't seen Naruto yet, but there's
No.
this one scene I'm gonna spoil it.
Go ahead.
Rock Lee.
Rock Lee, right? Like he just drops his fucking ankle weights,
Yeah.
and it just whoosh,
Yeah.
like shatters the ground.
He does that when he's on King Kai's planet too, right? He's
Yeah.
like, oh, this will be much easier.
Yeah, they don't realize. Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
But
Cool.
practically, that actually doesn't work well.
Not the same way.
No.
Not the same way.
Yeah,
It'll feel lighter, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
not gonna be stronger.
that's
know.
true.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I have for art. Let's talk about music for a second.
Yeah.
The music was kind of cool because it's like full symphony orchestra vibes.
Yep.
It's like they scored this TV show,
Mm-hmm.
which is something you don't see a lot anymore. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So that was kind of cool. It was really well done. But then also there were these moments where it almost had like Looney Tunes vibes in the background, the music.
But that's the par for the course for the time, right?
Yeah.
Like again, you are looking at a show that is geared towards kids.
Yeah.
Right. As cool as it is for action, you still want a little bit of funny moments.
Yeah.
You still want to be silly.
Yeah,
Right.
wow.
Like as a 12-year-old who wants to go fight shit but also still make fart jokes.
Yeah.
Right. like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's exactly it.
Yeah.
You know
Don't
what
tell
I
me
mean?
when you were a kid you didn't also say Nimbus was a fart cloud.
I did not. It was a fucking sentient cloud. that I
You,
could
you never
run-
farted on somebody and said, "Oh, that was my Nimbus."
Oh, but that would have been great.
He's going to now. Sorry, Lisa.
I'm just joking, everybody. I didn't do that. I'm not fucking weirdo.
Yeah. And this is not music related necessarily, but the fucking narrator, dude. Like,
yeah.
it was killing
Wait,
me.
hold on.
Wait. Before, did you watch this in dub or sub?
What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know with him sometimes, man. Because sometimes he'll be like,
What did I
I'm
watch it
only
in?"
watching the
Oh,
dub,
let
or
me
it's like
tell you.
I'm only watching subs, and then
remember.
sometimes, like with Killa, he's like, "This is way too good in dub. I need to
Yeah.
watch it," but
Yeah.
then he misses shit.
No,
So-
you missed shit by not watching it the way I
we
watched
both
it.
missed
Yeah.
shit.
I would have missed it anyways because I don't understand Japanese language.
No, but you don't get the
The shit you're saying
authentic
that I would have
fucking.
But the shit you're
anime.
saying I missed, I wouldn't have caught by reading the English subtitles. It only works by understanding Japanese.
Anyways,
Anyway,
you watched it. You tried it in
I
sub.
tried it in both. I had to pick dub because the sub was like singeing my brain. It was like burning my mind, dude.
Okay, so this is where
It was hurting me.
I was wondering because the one thing I will say is that the voice actor for Goku or the actress,
Yeah.
it is a little bit hard
All
sometimes.
of them, dude. All
Wrong.
of them. We're
You're both
killing
wrong.
me. You want to know something else? Though?
Masako is Goku. She's the only Goku. Sean Schemmel. Sean Schemmel, you did an okay job for me growing up. As you know, respect. I'll never forget that. But I'm sorry. At a certain point, I watched it with Masako doing the voice, and it became clear to me who Goku's supposed to be. It literally changed. It changed his entire character when he talks like that. When he sounds like a little kid.
Yeah.
Like squealing like that, it honestly changes his character.
Interesting.
I
I believe
I
it.
do think that. I think
just
Sean
couldn't
Schemmel's
take
too
it.
like nice, like my friend's nice dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he
Like
is
that's what
that.
he sounds
You're
like.
right.
You know what I
100%,
mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like
it's true though. That's what I'm saying. Right?
Goku's
Like,
supposed to be very childlike though. He's supposed to be very carefree. Like
yeah, he's
Yeah.
not a good father.
You're
no, you're right, and he's even worse if you listen to it subbed because he can't even take the right tone with Gohan.
Yeah.
Like it's very hard for him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas Sean Schemmel's fine because again he sounds like my friend's nice dad.
Yeah.
So he can be a serious dad when he needs to be.
Sure.
But I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, that's not Goku. Goku's not doing this.
No,
good father work.
he's a selfish fighter.
Yeah.
All he wants to do is fight the next opponent that's going to either destroy the world
Yeah.
or it's going to be fun for him to fight.
Yeah.
Exactly. He wants fun and to get more powerful. That's
Yeah.
it.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Full stop.
Yeah.
Fuck you, son.
But
Oh my God.
You know, the other great thing about the voice actor though is that like she if you go watch some of her other videos, while you're watching those other videos,
Oh my God.
click and subscribe.
You're getting good.
He had me.
You're getting good.
He had me fucking hook, line, and sinker, dude. Yeah. That's damn.
That's a good
Okay.
Okay.
Hey. Hey.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
You deserve it.
Cheers, sweet Shweebs.
Cheers.
While we drink, subscribe.
But
Yeah,
really,
just-
it does mean a lot. We say it every week, but it makes waves for us if you choose to help us out in that way.
Yeah,
for
good-
sure.
good waves.
And tell your friends, tell all your Shweebie weebie friends.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Good job, Mikey. You did it.
So,
Thank you.
anyways, you said that something about the narrator.
He was making me laugh. It was like the end of a Batman show. Same bat time, same bat channel. It was that kind of vibe.
on Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. Will Goku get out of the clutches of the evil Saiyans?
Yes, I don't know if this is just my personal bias, but I think the narrator sounds a lot cooler when it's like a smooth, like deep voiced Japanese guy.
Yeah.
than, like,
Probably.
than Rod
I
Roddy
just
from The
couldn't-
Price is Right or
I
something.
couldn't it was Rod Roddy, 100%, dude. Yeah. Man. I just couldn't take it. And it should also be said that, like, from my perspective, the voice acting in the English dub was also really bad. They were
Yeah.
both bad. I was picking between two evils. Do you know what I mean? It was hard for me.
No, it's the subs all the way. That is Goku's voice.
Okay.
At the end of the day, as grating as it is, just because it's kind of a little bit annoying, and
couldn't take
Goku
it.
honestly is a bit of an annoying character.
Yeah.
But that is Goku.
And I think it also like highlights, and this is maybe a relationship that Jordy doesn't even appreciate the importance of right now, but it helps further differentiate him from Vegeta as a character as well.
Yeah,
sure.
The different voices, because Goku's high-pitched Masako voice, which I love so much, is so polar opposite from Vegeta's like smooth, deeper kind of, you know
Yeah.
what I mean, confident voice, right?
They were much more similar in the dub for sure.
Yeah.
Voice-wise, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about characters.
Okay.
There's
let's
a
do
fucking
it.
lot of them.
Yeah.
And a lot of them...
and that's not even like that's like
Yeah.
a quarter of them.
Yeah, dude, I was like 3/4 of the way through the show, and there's a talking cat, and I was like, I guess. Yep. But
See, that's the thing where like I do wish that we made you watch Dragon Ball.
and that's what I was gonna say. I gather a lot of these characters were important in the early series, or are going to become important later. But in this show, most of them just spent the entire arc watching what was happening on TV. That's what they did.
Pretty much.
So I don't have much to say about most of the characters, man.
Well, like, the thing is, a lot of the battling and fighting that took place in Dragon Ball was actually in like tournament stages as well. So these characters would have been there like in person a lot of the time, sidelines.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
This,
That makes
they're like
sense.
they're branching out from just the tournament thing to the rest of the world now.
Yeah.
So they kind of had to figure out a way, like, how do we make them able to hang around and watch?
Yeah.
Without them actually being there, getting blown to smithereens.
Sure. Yeah.
TV, I guess.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
See, like the other thing too is like I'm thinking of Chi-Chi in Dragon Ball. I'm like, I wonder what he would have thought of the costume that Chi-Chi used to wear.
Oh no, Dragon Ball Chi-Chi. We don't talk about that. Let's move on. Okay.
Let's go through some of the characters that are worth spending a minute on. Okay.
Okay.
Obviously, we're gonna start with Goku.
Yeah.
He's definitely like an iconic, classic ninja dude guy, right?
Z Fighter. Yes.
Okay, but I mean, like outside of Dragon Ball, that is an archetype, that ninja guy.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
He's Ryu, he's Ken, he's like, you know what I mean?
That's right.
That's his vibe.
Yep.
You already identified that he's a bad dad.
Yeah.
But I liked that he had these good dad moments. Do you know what I mean? Like like Gohan is always scared.
Yeah.
And there's a couple moments where Gohan and Goku are actually in the same scene for a second.
Yeah.
And Goku will be dying and be like, be strong, Gohan. And I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? It's a good choice to actually like console your son for a minute there. So I appreciated that out of him.
Sure.
I would have, there was a lot of time I spent thinking I wanted more out of him. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't do much for most of the show.
A lot of running.
Yeah, a lot of running. But then when he does finally hop back in, I feel like the lack of his activity actually built a hype up to when he finally shows up again.
Yeah, dude. And I can tell you, watching this as a kid on TV every week, being like, "Is this going to be the week that Goku's finally
Yeah.
make it?
I had that
Is he
vibe.
gonna
I
come?
was getting that
Is he
vibe
gonna
too.
show up?
Yeah.
But for me, it was more like, can we fucking finally have Goku show up again this episode,
Sure,
please?
sure.
Fucking please.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about Gohan now. Little whiny monkey dude, right?
That sums him up.
Dude, the first half of the show is just him screaming, "Daddy, Daddy, help!" And that was killing me on multiple levels. One, it was annoying as fuck, and two, it was like making me sad.
Dude, I know you got that
hurting.
weird
you
thing
got-
in you.
Yeah,
you-
like
you-
that
the
weird thing about
dad.
actually having a child.
No, that weird thing where even if a kid like is deserving to get like in trouble and he's
yeah.
crying, you feel bad for the kid.
Yeah, I have a child
Even
tragedy
if,
complex.
Even if it's like a shitty kid.
yeah. I don't want kids to be sad. You don't want kids to be happy.
Kids gotta learn, bro.
No, kids got kids got to learn. But here's the thing, like this is like we'll get into this in the later episodes, but for me, I feel like Gohan should have been the main character eventually in Dragon Ball.
He was
Z.
supposed to be.
He was supposed. Yeah, he was
It
supposed
was
to be. But
the intended main character of the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
That wasn't testing super well.
Right.
People didn't like the idea.
Yeah, because
of
they wrote him as a
Goku.
wiener in the first arc. Nobody's gonna be like, yeah, I want to see more
there's
of that guy.
There's so much good character development for fucking Gohan, though.
Sure.
Later on, like
There
I
was a
can't
little
wait
bit in
for-
this, even a
Yeah.
little bit in this.
But like Goku does stay the main character all the way till the end,
Sure.
even till current day.
Yeah.
That wasn't always the plan. It was
Okay.
supposed to be Gohan. but
Interesting.
They changed their mind.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Piccolo for a minute.
Yeah.
The Green Goblin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty much like
Yeah.
something about him that I liked. I couldn't not like him. He is like a bad trainer. Like he
Yes.
takes Gohan, he's like, I'm gonna train you, and then he just dips out for a long time.
Bye.
He literally
Bye.
does no training at all, none.
No, did you know what? No, he does the tiger style training. So there's a story about how a tiger will throw their cubs off of a cliff.
Yeah.
And they will only raise the strongest one that survives.
He didn't
And,
even
like,
throw him off
go-
a cliff.
Well, no,
He just
for
left
sure.
him.
Yeah,
He just left him.
Well, but that's the idea. Is like you make it back to me, and I will train you if you can survive.
But he didn't train him.
Kinda.
He didn't train him at all.
But that in itself was a form of training.
Yeah.
I guess so.
It's very Spartan style.
Neglectful training.
Spartan style. They used to send them out into the woods and just be like, come back in 4 days with a wolf pelt.
True,
or
yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
kill you.
Okay, fair enough. That's true. I don't have to agree with it as a method, though.
No, but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
a real method.
Okay, sure, fair enough. What I liked about it in the end
Nothing
is
more grueling training than the fucking wild, man.
yeah,
Just
it's
go
true.
survive.
Right?
It's true.
Survive.
It's true. So what he does do though is he watches, right? And in watching, he like kind of like grows fond of Gohan, and then in the end, he actually like pulls through for Gohan specifically. Like he grows this kind of like I don't know, fondness for him or something, right?
Well, and you see that because Piccolo does really become Gohan's like actual father figure.
Sure. Yeah.
Right? Like Goku, as much as I love him,
Yeah.
is a shitty father, like we've established.
Yeah, he's an absent father.
Yeah.
He's busy
well,
being the main character.
And Gohan wears the Piccolo emblem, right? So
Yeah.
he's part of that lineage as far as fighting goes, right? Which
Yeah.
arguably, if you're committed to this lifestyle, is maybe more important than your blood lineage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You love that he wore the Piccolo emblem, eh?
I did love that, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
like
knew
that a lot, yeah. And then there were these funny scenes where, like, he's getting dressed, and they're like, wow, you really are committing to this Piccolo thing, aren't you? Like, someone actually says that to him, and he goes, "Meh, meh." Something like that.
But it's that sense of belonging too, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I think for us, like especially who have been part of the martial arts, you know, we are very loyal to our club.
Yeah.
Right. We're very loyal to the dojo. You're very loyal to like that community of
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
right? Because you train, you sweat, you bleed with them, right?
Definitely.
Well, the Gohan did that all by himself.
You know what I fucking mean, okay?
But then he eventually fought alongside his
Sure, yeah.
comrades.
yeah.
Yeah. And also, not to mention, this just popped in my head now, but like realistically, if he hadn't got kidnapped by Piccolo to get trained, there's no way Chi-Chi's letting him train.
No,
There's
yeah.
no way Chi-Chi's
That's
letting
right.
him grow and become strong.
Yeah, it
like,
had to be an abduction on
it
that.
had to. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chi-Chi's a fucking helicopter mom, that's for sure.
100%. Yeah. Like I think she literally flew a plane to go get him, like when he was in danger or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a tiger mom.
Yeah.
I was gonna say she's got to be a caricature of
Yeah, she's
a
a
certain type of mom.
Yeah.
100% a tiger mom.
Yeah.
I can say that. Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to talk more about Bulma because I heard about her, but like again, she didn't really do anything at all except the very last few episodes when they get in the spaceship. Then she was kind of funny,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but aside from that, she didn't really do anything.
Well, that's the thing, like, because she was more prevalent in the original Dragon Ball.
Sure.
Because she's the one who, like, actually was seeking out the
Yeah.
Dragon Balls. And her being, like, part of Capsule Corp is really important.
I did get that she's like the technology like person in the group, like she
Yeah.
knows how things work, right?
Her father runs this company called Capsule Corp, where they basically can take, giant things and put them into a tiny little capsule like that big.
Yeah.
Oh,
Push a little
interesting.
button, throw
and,
it.
and it, and then the thing just appears.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
Which I really, really wish we had now.
Yeah, no kidding.
That'd be
very
nice.
cool tech.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like, I remember watching that in the original Dragon Ball, and it's just like, hey, let's have this little mini home in a little capsule. Let's go camping.
That would be key,
or
actually.
like a Jeep or a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty OP tech.
Yeah. I'm
yeah.
into it.
But her role expands moving forward as well.
I'm sure, yeah.
Specifically in the very next arc that we're going to get into.
Yeah.
Her role is far more involved.
Well, she's one of the only 3 that actually went there.
That's right.
Yeah, so it has to. Right?
But I'm just saying she's not just like hanging out on the ship the whole time. Like
Yeah.
she's
Okay.
out and about. She's in the mix.
Yeah. It is funny though when she's on the ship and she's like a fucking slob and she's like trying to chirp them. She's like, I'm in charge and you guys got to listen to me and like take care of your bullshit. Meanwhile, she's like literally lying on a pile of garbage. Yeah.
I think it's
In her
also,
underwear. Yeah.
I think it's also really important to say with Bulma, I think she was the original bunny girl.
Really?
I don't know because I don't know any other anime that had a bunny girl anime
That'd
character.
be crazy. Yeah. Interesting.
But she was the first one that I know of, and like ever since then, bunny girls in anime have been a huge thing, or like it's been a trope. Or,
right.
you
That's
know,
like the Playboy bunny outfit.
I don't even know about Dragon Ball Z growing up, but I knew about that archetype of Bulma with the bunny ears and the blue
Yeah,
hair.
I have that. I have that figure at home. Actually.
Yeah.
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 It's classic.
Yo, it's the best. Yo, do you know how much fucking bunny girl figures are, man? They're expensive as shit.
Yeah, I could sell mine for
Weird.
some
Yeah.
nice change.
Like,
Weird.
But
I
it's-
won't.
Yeah, you won't.
It's your bunny girl figure.
right.
And you deserve to keep it.
It's my Bulma.
Okay, I only have a couple of characters that I have like interesting things to say about.
Sure.
Roshi is the classic drunk pervy old man that we've seen in so many different shows
Yeah.
we've covered.
Mr. Nosebleed.
He is Mr. Nosebleed.
Is he?
Oh yeah.
I don't think that happened in this
It
arc.
did.
Oh, did it?
Pretty sure.
I missed it.
Yeah.
What's the deal with his fucking turtle, dude? Why does he have a turtle?
Yeah, he's fucking Master Roshi. He's the turtle sensei. That's his companion. He just hovers around
Yeah.
on
He's
the
like a
turtle.
little pet
He just
sidekick.
hangs
Yeah.
around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I thought that was weird. There was just a turtle hanging around.
I just
but I
love-
guess not having seen Dragon Ball, I didn't know that the turtle was significant. I just saw this pervy old man and this turtle hanging around.
You know what though? It's not really significant to the story by any means, but it's just kind of part of his caricature.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
he's
it's
always
like-
with them.
He
Yeah.
just always has that turtle around.
Pretty much.
And he's got his little turtle shell that he hangs around, like he walks around in.
Does he wear a turtle shell?
Oh, no,
he's
that's
wearing like
more
shorts
so-
and a t-shirt.
Yeah, more so in the original
Yeah.
Dragon
He's
Ball.
beach
but-
mode Roshi in this
Yeah.
arc.
Retired.
Yeah.
He's retired.
Yeah, he's done. The other person that I want to talk about is Yajirobe.
Hell yeah.
I knew that one was coming. It had
Yajirobe's
to
a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Fuck him forever, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, he's just like sitting on the news, eating a pile of food, and just like spilling the beans and all the shit that's going on.
Yep.
Fuck him, dude.
Yeah.
And then he's like sneaking around while they're fighting and like hiding behind things.
Looking in the
Yeah.
cliffs like
Yeah.
fucking spaghetti or
Yeah.
something.
No, he's like, Goku's gonna get killed. I gotta get out of here. And he just leaves. Meanwhile, everyone else is like, I'm gonna sacrifice my life to help Goku.
But then he manages to cut off fucking Vegeta's tail. And
That's the thing, right? Somehow
Plot twist
he,
of the
of all
century.
people, managed to sneak up on Vegeta when like nobody else could.
low power level.
I guess
Vegeta
so.
wouldn't have picked up on him.
He's a piece of shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of sneaks in there.
Slice.
The slice.
Off he goes.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. Man, I don't know.
So that can't be the only characters because you left out all of the villains. Raditz,
Sure.
Vegeta,
Raditz.
Napa.
But they were all like, I don't really know what else to say about them. I feel like we'll talk about them more in the plot. They weren't like
Okay.
deep characters. They were
All
just
right.
like villains.
Well, let's rip through this plot then.
Okay.
Because I want to talk about Vegeta.
Okay, so here.
You guys will laugh because I like had a hard time getting the diction Vegeta in my head. I kept calling him Vegeta.
Vegeta.
And I knew you guys were gonna fucking kill me, so I actually
Yeah.
made an effort to try.
Well, I'm not gonna. I wouldn't actually kill you
No.
because what do you think his name comes from?
They're all vegetables.
Absolutely.
All of them.
Yeah.
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 Even Goku is Kakarot.
That's right.
It's
Yeah.
a carrot. It's a carrot.
Carrot.
Saiyan
Yeah.
names in particular are all
Are vegetables. Yeah.
Yeah.
Napa, cabbage,
right.
radish.
Yep.
Yeah. His name's vegetable, but also the planet's name is Vegeta as well.
Yes.
Why is he named after the planet?
He's a prince.
The planet's named after him.
Yeah.
Oh, really? What was it called before he was born?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Oh. I guess so.
It's he's.
So are you telling me that like there's only one generation of Saiyans? They're not like a
They're-
multi-generational people?
They are. But it's the Superman syndrome. It's a Superman story.
Yeah.
Right. So, the planet was being blown up. They sent out their
Yeah.
kids. Right. So
It might also, I guess what you're saying is it might not always have been their planet. That might have been a new
That's
planet.
that's
Yeah.
the idea. They were a warrior race that was basically like they're conquesting like across the universe.
But
Yeah.
but you don't find out some of this stuff until the Frieza saga.
they get more into detail.
Yeah,
about
more into
the
detail.
history
So
of
I
the
don't know
Saiyans.
how much I want to spoil for you.
You get some
now.
detail here. They explain it that they're like planet brokers. They go and they clear the planet of life and then they sell it for a markup.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes,
kinda what they do.
you learn that like they're not
Just-
self-employed.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
Cool.
That's
Yeah.
a good way of putting
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's
exactly.
layers.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
keeps just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how this show works.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, let's get into the plot. So you start
Yes.
off and you meet a bunch of friendly, like, farmery ninja people, just kind of chilling, living their like good life. And then this like giant space capsule thing, not giant, this little space capsule, right? Crash lands and out comes like pretty much the Terminator. Like it's a scene from the Terminator, right?
Yeah.
And they do this thing where they close up, they like zoom in right on his thighs. He's got big beefy thighs.
Oh yeah,
Why do they do that?
and they're on display.
Just thighs, yeah, specifically.
powerful body part.
Yeah, I guess so. And
Very
the Terminator's
detailed.
like, what?
Very detailed.
Yeah, the thighs specifically, veiny
Yes.
and muscles and shit.
Yeah.
Like a bag of snakes.
Yeah.
So he's for some reason like super rattled at this little baby. Like right away, that's his thing. He's angry at this baby. The baby, this is where it gets like, daddy, help, like over and over and over and over and
Yeah.
over again. And then he gets kidnapped. And then we're getting the band back together. All right. And then there's this like this situation where they go around and try and get the team, like, because they're all like spread out or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Raditz like then kind of, it's Raditz, by the way, the Terminator.
Yes.
Yes.
He kind of explains everything, that he's a Saiyan and Goku's a Saiyan too, and they're like he explains the planet brokers thing,
Yeah.
which I actually think is a cool premise, to be honest with you. The idea of planet brokers, I was like, that's kind of cool.
also, Goku's brother.
Yeah, he's Goku's brother.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
So Piccolo shows up, and quickly people are like, but you used to be a bad guy, and now you're fighting for us, because I guess they have to ally because they both live on the same planet. They want to save the planet, right? This is another element of because at first it's, I guess, insular on the planet.
Yes.
And now we're talking about like, oh, we have to band together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
save
aliens
the
are attacking
planet.
us.
Yeah, otherworldly threats are becoming commonplace.
Yeah.
And not to mention like Raditz coming in being so much stronger.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Like,
anything they've seen before.
before,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is crazy to me now that like I think back to this season.
There was a time when Raditz was the strongest.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, what is
Yeah,
a whip?
it's hilarious to think about now.
I'm like,
I know.
I'm like, holy fuck, I haven't
Yeah.
thought about this in a while.
Even in context of this arc, like for him to be the strongest is crazy
Because Vegeta could have one-shotted him.
could have
probably.
destroyed him.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is where we start getting the premise of fight, talk, talk, or rather, fight, talk, talk.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a lot of that. Yeah, and we also learn the element that their weakness is their tails.
Yep.
I can't remember who, but someone does a tail grab like submission, but it's not really a submission move. It's just like, gotcha.
Yeah.
Like it's like just gripping the tail incapacitates them.
That's right.
It's fucking funny, dude.
That's some Toriyama humor for sure.
So yeah, they're fighting Piccolo and Goku and Raditz, and then Piccolo and Goku plan this like attack that they're going to do together. That's the only way they think they can beat him, right?
Yeah.
So they do it, and it works. But what happens is it also gets Goku,
Yes.
and Goku dies.
Yep.
And we get this beautiful painting.
Dude, that face.
Goku's happy little dead face, dude. It fucking killed me.
It just fades to like a beautiful watercolor
Just
for
for a
some
second,
reason
and
of him
he's-
just like
Yeah. It's such a Goku face.
Yeah.
That's what's funny about it.
such a sweetie,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
in death.
Totally.
Just aw.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't even gotten to the point where it's like the joke now is like, okay, I'm bringing back Krillin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. We'll get to that.
Yeah. Fair enough. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so then Raditz basically he's going to leave because he got defeated. Oh, sorry, he's dying.
Right.
He's dying. And he basically explains like, oh, you've killed me, but like my counterparts were watching this little eyepiece and they're coming. And he's like, you've got about a year.
Yeah.
Which is like kind of strange that he just knows. He's like, yeah, from where they are, it'll take them about a year to get there. And then they quickly show you the other two,
Yep.
Nappa and Vegeta, but they're on another planet. They're on their way. They're like kind of planet hopping on their way here. And then like 70% of the entire show is this next little thing that goes on. These next couple elements. Okay,
I know what you're about to say.
there's a couple things that make up the whole show right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goku's in a very strange heaven running.
Yes.
Yes.
Snake way.
Gohan
Yeah.
is training
Yep.
with
Yep.
Piccolo, which basically just means wandering around, meeting
Yep.
animals and shit.
Yep.
The rest of the team is also training with Kami.
Yes.
You don't really see them training. You just assume that they are.
Yeah. Well, you do see the one where they're like, it's almost like a virtual reality type kind of training
Yeah.
exercise that they do.
Yeah. I mean, and that implies that they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're training.
Yeah.
And the Saiyans are sleeping.
Yes.
That's 70% of this
as
whole
they
show.
fly towards Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. As
They're
they fly towards
napping.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. They're napping.
Nappa's napping.
Nappa's having a nap. So we'll go through those little elements piece by piece. So we'll start with Goku's little arc that he's doing.
Okay.
So the whole afterlife is just a bunch of random shit strung together, right?
Yep.
Pretty much.
Yep.
He's sent there by Kami somehow.
Yes.
Which begged the question is, how does Kami have control over the afterlife? How does he have any control there?
Because he's technically the god of.
He's the protector of Earth.
Yeah, of
right?
Earth.
So what does that have? How does he have any influence on what goes on in the afterlife? Because they made it seem like what happened to Goku after he died was all Kami made it happen.
He's a super powerful alien.
Yeah.
But what does an alien have anything to do with the afterlife?
Accessing other like universes, other realms, other dimensions.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be maybe potentially an alien power.
It seemed like a bit of a stretch.
Okay.
To me.
No, because if he's the guardian of Earth,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Then whatever is linked to that Earth, he should have the ability to guard.
Does Earth have its own afterlife?
I think so.
I think
Really?
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's-
afterlife exists planet by planet?
Yes.
Why not galaxy by galaxy?
Well, I feel like probably every planet has its own afterlife.
You
I
think so?
Yeah. I
In
would
Dragon
think so,
Ball Z
yeah.
lore, you think?
Yeah, in Dragon Ball Z lore, because the other thing too is you don't really get to see. Because I'm thinking overall, right? Like,
Yeah, but think forward to like Frieza, like in hell for hanging from the tree.
Oh, I guess that's true.
because it's like he doesn't die on.
Yeah, that's a fucking funny thing too.
Yeah. So okay,
okay.
we're getting ahead
It's
of
a little-
ourselves.
my point
let's
is
retract.
it's a little wishy-washy.
Let's
They
retract.
just decided they were going to do a thing and did it and didn't think of if it made sense.
Either way, I think people who die on Earth
Yeah.
have a link to the afterlife.
Sure.
And therefore, the guardian of Earth potentially may have to shepherd souls to said afterlife
I like that
from
one.
Earth. So therefore, the guardian of Earth maybe should be that person.
All right.
Yes.
I think if there's anybody involved with Earth that
Yeah.
would actually have access to the afterlife,
Sure.
it'd probably be Kami.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think Kami would be the shepherd for Earth, but then there would also be other shepherds and other planets.
Or no shepherds at all.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
you don't get
Shep- yeah.
shepherded, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you have to be lucky.
Well,
you
and
have to
most-
know the right person
Yeah.
to get shepherded.
Yeah.
You have to know Kami.
You got to know him.
And they knew him.
Okay.
Okay. Next.
Okay, next moving on. Okay, so we meet King Yuma at the desk, right? And King Yuma basically,
Yama.
I guess, Yama?
I think it's Yama.
Yama.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Pretty sure it's Yama. But
Okay,
go on.
King Yama. So they basically, like, I guess because of Kami, basically vouches for him. King Yama is kind of like, sure, go out and do what you need to do. You know what I mean? You don't have to go through the rigmarole of what the afterlife usually is for people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Big ass lineup.
But he also does say like, oh, but it's going to take you more than a year. Like what you want to do is not something you can accomplish in a year, right? He's got to go find King Kai and train with him and then come back, right? So then we're on the Snake Road for like 100 episodes. It's just running, dude.
Yeah.
It's just running. And also, why doesn't he just fly? He can fly faster than he can run.
No, but he tries to do that.
Does he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe.
And that's when he falls.
He does fall, but that's not from flying, was it?
I thought it was because he was flying and then he got tired and then he like screwed up landing and then he fell.
I
Didn't
can't
he?
remember. I do remember him falling.
There's
and I remember
definitely a
that being-
reason. There's definitely a reason he doesn't fly. It actually might have more to do with energy expenditure, because that's why he ends up flying back
He does fly back.
after he's more
Shweebs?
powerful.
Yeah.
Shweebs, help us out.
I think it had to do with his power level.
Okay, I'll take it.
I think it had to do with his power level.
I'll take it. Anyways, he runs for a fucking long time. He does fall off at one point, and he meets these like fucking like yoked gym rat dudes.
Yeah.
Which was like probably a skip episode.
Hell,
Is that supposed to be hell?
basically.
Okay. What made me laugh is not having seen Dragon Ball. I had never seen a lot of power moves, and the first time I see a Kamehameha, he tries to use it to get back onto the road, and instead just bonks his head.
Yeah.
That's the first Kamehameha I see.
To like launch himself. Yeah.
So that was funny. And then the other place he runs to along the way is the Queen's palace, the Queen Snake or whatever. And they're just like legit roofing Goku and trying to like have their way with him.
Yeah. They're like succubuses, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. They're legit like cannot put enough sedatives into his food. They're
Yeah.
like continually more.
Especially like when you see how much that guy eats.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, well, he
It's
hadn't he hadn't eaten
Yeah.
the whole time, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, that was fucking funny and also skippable. Both of those episodes, I was like, I didn't need to watch those.
Yeah. Very fillery.
Yeah. Then we get to King Kai's planet.
Yes.
Yes.
Which is not what I expected it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? It's a tiny little planet.
Now the Kais are like super important to the lore.
Is there more than them? More of
Yes.
them?
Yeah.
Well, he's King Kai.
He's
Okay.
King Kai.
I thought Kai was his name, and
No.
he's the king of something.
No, he's the type.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's more than one Kai.
There's North Kai,
Yeah.
South Kai.
Okay. Interesting. So, anyways, he's got this tiny little planet, and he just hangs out there, and he's like kind of a wiener, right? And he thinks he's really funny, but he's not.
Sounds like
and
somebody I know.
You.
The reversal.
Apply cold water to burn.
So yeah, they train.
Yes, they trade.
Training consists of
Gregory.
chase and catch a monkey,
Yep.
chase and bonk a bug on the head.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all the training he needed.
Dude, it's like it comes down to, again, it's like that wax on, wax off, like Karate Kid.
But that
move.
was stage one.
Yes.
This is the entire training.
but
the
you-
gravity was
yeah.
different.
I get you.
Yeah, gravity is different. Gravity plays a huge role in
Sure.
how a lot of these characters train.
Moving forward, big time.
Yeah.
They use gravity constantly.
Okay.
Right, and like doing a difficult task over and over and over again until you're really good at it, it's just gonna naturally make you better.
Except the task was just catch the monkey or bonk the bug.
But here's the thing.
So
That
that-
in itself is a monumental task.
I guess so.
Yeah.
But
So
it's not what he needs to do to beat the Saiyans necessarily. You know what I mean?
So like I think what you're looking for is like Goku learning a new technique, which he does.
Which hold on, he gets a new technique. He doesn't do anything to learn it. Basically, King Kai just says to him like, "Oh, just do a spirit bomb," and he goes, "Okay, cool." That's how he learned spirit bomb.
No, he tells him what he needs to do, like what kind of
tells
energy
him.
he needs to gather.
Yeah. So anyways, he finishes up and he realizes, oh fuck, I forgot that I still have to run all the way back on Snake Road, and I've got a day to do it.
And the audience collectively groans.
Yeah, and I rolled my eyes back into the side of my head. Yeah. Anyways, and then also he's like, how am I going to tell my friends? And King Kai's like, just put your hand on my back and talk to them. Which was another mechanism that I was like, what? All right, I guess whatever. Anyways, so then he has to run back across the road, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of the end of his little arc until we all culminate later on in the battle. So let's move on to what's going on with Gohan. Gohan is actually killing it, like out there in the wilderness all by himself without Piccolo, and he randomly like turns into a giant were-gorilla. And Piccolo freaks the fuck out and realizes it's because of the moon, so Piccolo blows up the moon.
Bye, moon.
Yeah, see you later, moon. Earth will be fine without you.
Good thing the moon's right there.
Yeah. I'll just blow it up. No big deal. Yeah. Dude. Also, like, the fucking impact of not having a moon anymore on the Earth.
Earth doesn't care.
They don't need a moon.
We don't know.
Earth will be fine.
Tides? What's that?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah. We'll figure that shit out one way or another. Anyways, that was a little fucking ridiculous. Piccolo also cuts his tail off because he's like, we're not having that ape shit.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm going to blow the moon up. I'm going to cut your tail off. And yeah, again, I already talked about the training on how he like didn't really do anything. And Gohan, as he's running around, like fights and befriends like an assortment of animals and dinosaurs.
Yep.
More very Toriyama shit.
Okay, yeah. At one point, it made me laugh, and actually, it was kind of a funny Dragon Maid nod because he's systematically cutting off pieces of and eating the tail of a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Like this sad ass dinosaur is like barely running away, and Gohan's like, "Come back here, I'm slice, eating a piece of tail." I was giggling a little bit at that.
Yeah.
Here's something that we need to talk about. That little fucking robot episode.
Oh yeah.
I had the feels for that robot. Dude.
Did you?
I love that robot. Dude, that might have been my favorite episode in the whole show.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Aww.
Yeah. I think
have a
Gohan
heart.
needed
I feel
heart,
yeah.
motherfucker. Gohan needed that robot at that time. He was scared and like he got thrust into shit before he was ready.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And he was like in the thick of it at his lowest low, and he needed to kind of come out of it. And he did, thanks to that robot.
100%.
And it was kind of funny, too, because the robot's like, no, get out. I'm not here. Go away from me.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. You know what I mean?
The
And he's
personality he
he's
had
like,
was awesome.
my robot friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really loved that, to be honest with you.
Awesome. Good. I'm glad.
That's kind of it for Gohan. That's it until we get to the last battle, too.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the rest of the team. So they're doing their training with Kami, right?
Yeah.
Who we find out is half of a single being with Piccolo. Him and Piccolo is the same guy. Split into two,
yeah.
right? And we meet Mr. Popo, who is problematic.
Very, very problematic.
Now, question.
Yeah.
In the Funimation version.
He's black.
Okay.
Not blue.
Okay.
I Googled it.
You Googled it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was the thing, right?
I
Like,
never saw him blue either in my whole life. So
okay.
Me neither.
I missed that edit.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But it's like, but it's so par for the course in that time because it's like, in Pokemon, like Jinx,
Jinx.
Jinx was the one.
Yeah.
Mr. Popo's worse, though.
Yeah, Mr. Popo is
He's
much
real
worse.
bad.
much
He's real
worse.
bad.
He's
Yeah.
about as bad as it could get.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
We'll just say that was an unfortunate side effect of the era,
Yeah.
and we'll move on.
Yeah. We
Okay.
definitely
I'm with you.
Not as woke.
Okay, so a lot of talking happens and more walking around. And during this time, like, you're meeting new warriors, fighters, Z ninjas.
Z fighters.
Z fighters. You're meeting more and more and more. There's like another team they like meet up with, which is where you meet the blonde girl and the third eye guy and the
Tien.
little clown dude.
Chaosu.
Yeah.
And they decide to like join up or whatever and join together.
Also, previous Dragon Ball characters.
I assumed so because
Pretty much the whole Z Fighter team is previous Dragon Ball characters.
yeah, and they all hate and want to kill Goku.
they were previously
Yeah.
villains.
Yeah, yeah.
They fought him in the tournaments and got their asses whooped by him individually.
Yeah.
I had a note as we're meeting new characters in my book that I couldn't remember like I had no memory of it, but the note just said baseball game and flying cat who talks.
Yes. There's always a baseball episode.
I legit couldn't remember it happening, but when I was going through my notes, like, guess that happened.
Yeah, so the baseball is a cultural thing because baseball is fucking huge in Japan.
Yeah.
Like, I would arguably say baseball is bigger in Japan than it is in the States.
I've heard that. That's the plot from, there's a character from Major League.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's it. Okay.
There's also this random, the Saiyans are on this like bug planet, and they have this like situation where they blow up the planet essentially. But there's like these moments with this one bug where the bug's like in jail and he wants to like get back with his wife or whatever, and he finally does in the end, but it doesn't matter because the planet blows up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like kind of a filler episode, but also like one of the more fun ones, weirdly enough.
Yeah, there's like some black
Yeah.
comedy in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't hate that episode.
I think the nice thing about that episode, even though it is kind of dark, is just you realize how brutal they are.
Yeah,
Right?
I agree. That's what they're trying to do, right? Yeah. So I actually almost wouldn't call that one filler because like you needed Nappa and Vegeta to like fuck some shit up before they land on Earth, so they're believable as bad guys, right?
Yep.
So in all the wandering, what's her name again? The blonde girl who used a machine gun.
Launch.
She also faces like a problematic character type because she's in the woods and like comes upon like an indigenous person.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
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 You know what? I will say maybe not quite on Mr. Popo level
No,
of,
for sure.
of
Up there.
absurd, but
But
definitely
it's a big old stereotype.
It's definitely not
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it's like our Gundam episode where we talk about G Gundam and like how back in
Yeah.
the day,
Yeah.
They didn't give a shit.
yeah, like it's stereotypes were everywhere.
Sure.
Right. And everybody played on them. And like, granted, is it acceptable? No, but like it is par for the course at that time.
Sure. Yeah. I'll agree. It's not okay. But like, again, being a grown ass man watching a show made for children, I was like, okay, that just happened. Okay. So now, King Kai, that's it for the like 70% of the whole show, right? So King Kai explains to Goku before he leaves the backstory of the Saiyans.
Yeah.
And you learn about their civil war, that like some shit happened. They had a full moon and they all fucking turned into apes. And the planet was getting destroyed or whatever. And someone called a meteor shower to the planet, like some like master Saiyan or something pulls in a meteor shower. Am I explaining this right?
Well, you're explaining it in the vague way that you learn about it in the show.
Yeah.
Which is
in that-
intentionally.
They build on it later, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then that's when we learn that all the Saiyans are dead except for Goku, Raditz, Vegeta,
Yes.
and Nappa.
Yeah.
And like half Gohan.
You'll learn eventually that King Kai maybe doesn't have all the facts.
Yes,
Okay.
that's also true.
I'm
Just
not
say that.
surprised because he's a fucking loser and doesn't, like I don't understand why he's like so revered because he's a fucking idiot. His jokes are bad.
But he's so powerful
Like we assume.
for the Earth realm.
We assume.
And like we said, the
Yeah.
Kai, he's one of many Kais.
Kais,
And
yeah.
that the Kais as a faction
Yeah.
are like super powerful.
Okay. All right.
But he is goofy.
Yeah.
And even
As fuck.
in
Yeah.
that faction, he's actually really weak.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Even
Okay,
though he's
but-
called King
fair enough.
Kai,
Yeah.
he's not really the most powerful one.
Is that like a little ego maybe? Like he calls himself King
Maybe.
Kai?
Yeah. I can see that.
That's what I was gonna say. So going back to the tournament, and like all the old villains are like now the team.
Yeah.
It's like Goku like beat the ego out of all of them, and they're like, okay, Goku, like we'll be your friend.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like
Yeah.
they were like adversaries in the
Yeah.
end. They had
Yeah.
to give it up. They're like, yeah, okay, fine.
He's just too good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the people on Earth finally are going to call the dragon
Yes.
to bring Goku back, right? And somehow, again, Goku like communicates through King Kai's back that he's ready and they can call him back. And then they do this, and you see the dragon, and the dragon's fucking badass looking. Dude.
Hell yeah. Dude.
Yeah.
In a
Shenron?
show like this
Shenron?
specifically
Yeah.
too, to have like this like I know we've used the word gritty a lot, but he's like this like gritty, dark, kind of like angry looking dragon.
Kind of scary.
Yeah, and there's nothing like that in this show. Even the fucking giant angry apes are goofy,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
there's nothing goofy about the dragon.
No.
I like that.
Serious business
yeah,
in the Dragon
I
Quest.
like
Okay,
that.
in the original, because we're not gonna watch the original.
Yeah, sure.
We're just doing Dragon Ball Z, but in the original, the first wish that they get is fucking underpants.
No. Why?
Because they're battling it out
Once
for
again,
the,
thank you for not making me watch that. Wish for underpants. Okay, so the first wish here, what they try to do is they try to wish to destroy the Saiyans.
Yeah.
And the dragon says, I'm created by the protector of the earth, so I can't actually exceed the protector of the earth's powers. You can only wish for things from me that the protector of the earth can do, right? Mm-hmm. Which, again, why can't they just ask Kami to do it? Why do they even need the dragon?
So I think the idea there isn't that like Kami has that ability,
Right.
but it's like within his power range.
Like what he could do if he was more
it's
powerful.
within his wheelhouse. He
Yeah,
doesn't
I
actually
see.
have the ability, but like
So the dragon can
amount of
do what
power
Kami could do
required.
in an
Yeah.
ideal form, like in top.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So here's the other thing, and then they wish to bring Goku back, but like the dragon didn't do it. Goku still has to run back over the Star Road and go to the exit and come out on his own.
Yeah, but to be able to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has to be at a certain place in so there's an entrance and an exit to
Right.
heaven, right? So he just has to be at the exit.
Okay. So the dragon just like allows for it to be possible. He didn't actually like go and get Goku and bring
Yeah.
it back.
No, the dragon is basically it makes it so that when he passes through that door to
Yeah.
get back, he can do so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas other people cannot.
I would have liked to have seen some action from the dragon because he just kind of he's a genie.
Yes.
Yeah.
He doesn't really do anything.
No.
No.
That's a little annoying because
They
he
ne-
looks so badass.
They never do. They never will. Don't get your
Yeah.
hopes up.
Yeah.
They just
Really?
float there and,
Yeah.
and talk without moving their mouths, just with glowing red eyes, and the wishes happen. Get used to it. Moving
Yeah.
on.
It's a fucking shame, man. I'm sad about that actually. That fucking sucks.
Why? Because you want to fucking eat their tail?
no, man, I just want to see some dragon shit happen, just like in Dragon Maid. That's what I wanted from that too. You know?
I
What
mean, I wish they would transform into sexy
Yeah.
girls, but they don't. So
Yeah.
it's what it is.
You're right. Good point. Good point. Okay, so the Saiyans finally arrive on Earth.
Yeah.
And the
Yes.
battle finally starts here. I think somewhere around like episode 22 or something like that. And when they show up on Earth, they show up in this like random town, and all of a sudden I realize there's animal people on Earth.
Yep.
Like, I guess.
Just move on.
Okay.
That's an accepted moment.
I
Yep.
can't. It was so jarring to me. I was like, What? I thought we were on Earth. Why is there animal people?"
Just move on.
But dude, if you at that point had already accepted fucking, any of the aliens
Aliens.
or
Not
could
Earth.
This is why I said just move on, because there's no explanation for the animal people.
Yeah, they just are.
There's none. They're
Okay.
just there,
Yeah.
and you just have fun with it or don't.
Yeah.
I choose don't, and we will go and just move on.
You guys will get so in the weeds if you try to explain the animal people. There's
Yeah.
nothing there.
What Shweebs don't know is like we could after the episodes we could have an hour conversation about the animal people.
Yeah.
that you're not privy to.
No, you don't want that.
Thank the Lord you're not.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Okay. So
Holy fuck.
Vegeta and Napa blow up the entire city with one explosion.
Yeah.
So like you get like a baseline for their power there. They can just do whatever the fuck they want basically. Also, I realized at this moment that they're Saiyans, so I know they should have tails, and I'm like, oh, it's their belt. They have it wrapped around their bodies like belts, which I
Yeah.
thought was funny and a little clever because it is their weakness, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that was funny.
Well, if you haven't trained it out of yourself,
Trained what?
The weakness out.
the weakness out.
Oh, that's right. I guess that is a thing.
Yeah.
Whatever. Piccolo, we find out he's an alien, right? Which again was strange to me. I was like, you're green and you have all sorts of powers. You had to
already
know
knew it.
you weren't.
Yeah, we already knew. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't though. He was surprised.
Right.
I was like, what did you think you were?
Well,
Yeah.
but that's the thing, because when they split,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he doesn't necessarily know,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. Made me laugh.
He's just like, oh, I'm part of this other being.
Yeah. Okay. So we start. They meet up now. Like Vegeta and Nappa are now like facing off against certain members of the team, and like TV crews and helicopters start showing up, and they're blowing up, which
Bye-bye.
fucking made me laugh. And then they like grow a bunch of little green men from the ground.
The Saiba men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which were like pretty silly, to be honest with you, but also like I get they had to
Fodder.
draw out. They couldn't fight yet because Goku's still so far from coming. They just had to keep it going. And Vegeta, I don't know, man.
Vegeta.
You do
Vegeta,
know.
I know now. It's just hard
It's okay.
to keep it.
See, here's the
But
thing.
don't say I don't know, because you know.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's hard to keep it.
I think at the end of the day, if I had to like give everybody a character like we were based off of, I want to be Vegeta, but I'm not.
I think everybody wants to be Vegeta.
Yajirobe.
I was gonna say you're Yajirobe,
No
motherfucker.
way.
Yeah,
You're
you are.
definitely-
No,
you know,
100% you are.
You're definitely Yajirobe.
This is so
probably-
Yajirobe of both of you to be like, you're Yajirobe.
No, you're Yajirobe.
Yeah. So you're both Yajirobe.
Who do I want to be? I don't know who I would want to be.
Yeah, I think you would probably be more of a Vegeta character.
I don't know
like,
about that. I'm not that angry.
No, I guess not.
I don't.
Yeah.
You guys think I'm that angry though. That's for sure.
No, I don't think you're that angry.
No.
Maybe
But
you guys think
but
I am.
You know what it is? It's like it's because I also have a much broader understanding of Vegeta.
Sure.
Right?
The nuance there.
The nuances there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd be
know.
fucking Goku.
Hell yeah. Yeah. You're definitely more positive. Yeah.
And
Okay.
more childlike.
Okay.
Anyways.
You're definitely childlike.
Anyway, I
That was,
Definitely
that
childlike.
was a fun tangent, I actually did like that one.
Okay, cool, fair enough.
That was nice.
Okay, so let's get back to Little Green Men. Vegeta destroys one, and Nappa's like kind of sad about it. He's like, "Hey, that was a living thing you killed, man," which is funnily out of character for Nappa.
Yeah.
Because he's literally murdering people left, right, and center who are also living.
Maybe a little
things,
bit of fear coming out
yeah.
of Nappa there as well.
Totally, yeah. Maybe that's true.
Did you see the color change too? Like that was in that season, right? The color change for Vegeta.
That was in like the original like broadcasted version.
Yeah.
It got edited.
I don't
out
think I
of,
saw
like,
that, no.
So many.
Why was
subsequent
he a
ones.
problematic color as well?
No.
he.
okay.
So in the original version, the one that I watched, he had like a purple and like orangey red tint to him.
Okay.
It like
His hair was like really light brown, and like instead of the white on his armor, it was like a lime green. And
I
it
see.
was very strange colors.
Okay.
So I guess they must have edited for
That was like I think the very first version that got like put out released had that color variation, and then they almost immediately sent out like edited versions where that's not the case anymore.
Someone was like, "Who approved this?"
Why does he look like that?
Yeah,
Why
it's
is he
so
colored like
weird.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Okay, so the Saiyans, they're fighting now. They have big, like, na boo boo school bully energy. You know what I mean? Like, they're just talking shit and taunting continuously.
That's how they make their living.
Yeah,
so.
that's what they do.
It was like getting comical at a point. I don't think it was supposed to be,
But you got
but it was making me laugh.
You got to understand, Vegeta's a prince. He's a spoiled prince who
100%.
is
100%.
considered the strongest Saiyan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. He's a spoiled motherfucker. So anyways, they're fighting and people start dying. Left, right, and center. Yamcha's dead. Tien's arm gets punched off. Chaozu's gone for good. He suicided.
You fucking love saying that sacrifice.
Whatever. And then they start talking about the fact that like a lot of these people have already been wished back by the dragon. And so you start thinking they're gone for good, which I know is probably not the case. I know they're all coming back. Am I right?
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually.
There's a cute little like Tien Chaozu bro down like flashback where you realize that they're like best buds.
Very, very tight. Yeah,
It's kind of cute.
it is.
Kind of cute.
Yep.
And then Piccolo goes. He sacrifices himself to save Gohan. Yeah. So it's fucking looking grim for our team out here. It's looking grim. And then for some reason they just decide that the battle is going to be on hold for 3 more hours. I think what happens is like Nappa and Vegeta are like being like, we'll destroy you. And they're like, yeah, but Goku. And they're like, okay, fine. 3 hours. And if Goku's not here, we'll destroy you basically. Right. But he's still running back over the Snake Road. Meanwhile, Nappa like goes on a rampage and punches through a fighter jet and takes out like an entire military. Like,
Very cool
It just
scene.
goes
Yeah.
crazy, man.
Yeah.
And at this point, like we talked about earlier, I'm like starting to get stoked for Goku to come back. I'm like,
Yes.
come on, let's get to it. This is what the whole show's been about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This showdown. Yeah. So I want the crew to snag a win on Nappa so bad, so Goku can come and fuck Vegeta up. Like that's what I wanted. Because I don't want them to just keep losing.
Sure.
I want them to also get a little like a little
hero,
bit of this. Yeah.
hero moment.
And then suddenly Krillin starts landing blows. And he's a badass.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I did not see that coming because he was kind of like a low level character up until this point. Like, I didn't really care or think he was going to be there at all. You know
Here's the thing about Krillin, right? Like, Krillin is technically a low level character overall.
Yeah.
And there's memes about him, but
Yeah.
he was the original character that trained with Goku.
He did seem like a way back homie from like
Yeah.
the early days. Like that.
Back
They
in
talked
his
about that.
early days, like his
Yeah.
claim to fame was that he was actually the strongest human being on Earth.
Oh, interesting.
Period. And that
Actually
everybody that
think,
was stronger than him wasn't technically a human.
Okay.
You know, like TN having the third eye
Yeah.
would technically not be human.
Yeah, he's got like some
you know?
supernatural shit going on.
Right, but as
Yeah.
far as pure human beings, Krillin was actually considered to be the strongest back in the day.
Okay,
And he
interesting.
ended up being the luckiest motherfucker in the whole show.
Getting friends with Goku.
Yeah. Well, not that.
Luckiest and unluckiest becoming friends with Goku. 'Cause he gets himself into some crazy situations.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
then-
I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about 18.
Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah.
Without even knowing that he hooks up with probably your waifu in the show, I was gonna say I actually feel like Mikey has big Krillin energy just in life.
Fuck off!
In life,
Fuck off! No way!
dude. Yeah, dude.
No way!
Yeah, because you're loyal like crazy, dude. You know what I mean? And like,
Krillin energy, I love that.
yeah, and then like when you rage, you rage. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, but you only rage when you need
Destructo
to.
disc.
Yeah, but Mikey's not easily killed.
No, that's true.
Well, that remains to be seen.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyways.
Okay, so Goku finally shows up.
Yeah.
And the way he shows up is like it's laid out in a way you want it to be laid out, right? Like he shows up, he doesn't say a fucking word to the shit talking Saiyans. He goes right to his downed homies, and he's not even like crying or losing his mind. He's like super serious and stoic about it all. Like just a full on badass. Yeah, and the way he just like stands there like facing them while they shit talk him with like a confident like scowl on his face, I'm like, okay. This is what I wanted. I didn't want him to come back and be like, hey guys, I'm back. I trained and I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Because that's where I thought it was going. Do you know
Right.
what I mean? Yeah.
No, but you finally got that payoff you wanted on King Kai's planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
It's
he gets
happening now.
serious, he's fucking serious.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
There he is, man.
Yeah.
Ready
But
to
you don't
go.
get a lot of that. Literally, actually, I think this is the only scene where you see a face like that on him. So yeah, they're fighting now, and he's deflecting and avoiding attacks with ease. Like it's clear, like he's powerful now, right?
Yeah.
And then he smashes Napa with a Kaioken, which, like, again, I said I don't think they ever showed him learning. It just was a thing where King Kai was like, "Oh yeah, you can do Kaioken now."
Yeah.
Which okay,
If
whatever.
you power up enough,
Yeah.
you'll enter that state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
you
then
can multiply it.
sure.
Yeah.
So now Nappa is like severely compromised and he's all fucked up, and Vegeta fucking kills him, which I was
I
like,
love that, dude.
Yeah.
kind of not expected, which is surprising because most everything else in the show, I was like, okay, clearly that was going to happen.
Dude, it's just at that moment, I remember solidified Vegeta for me so hard as just like the
ruthless
biggest
dictator, yeah.
badass.
Yeah.
Just like this man just fucking
Yeah.
murdered his best buddy just because
Totally.
he could.
And they kind of foreshadowed it with the little green man dude too, because he killed that guy because that guy wasn't able to do what they wanted him to do.
Yeah, and fucking you saw again, Nappa was a little uneasy about him killing the Cyberman, and
Yeah.
look what happens to Nappa.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same situation.
Yeah.
So now we're 1-on-1 Goku versus Vegeta. I will say that this battle was like pretty long. Like
Very long.
maybe too long, drawn
Multiple
out.
episodes, like 5 or 6 episodes almost.
Yeah, and like a lot of talking in the meantime as well. too.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball.
And and this is the main issue a lot of people have with the show in general, is that because that just gets worse and worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
sure.
that's the only issue that I would have had with it, where it's like, it just builds up so much anticipation.
Yeah.
And but at the same time too, again, on par for the course for the time, serialized anime.
Yeah.
Right? Like they just dragged it out.
Yeah. They want to make those dollars.
And I kept going back.
I wouldn't have
fucking
probably. I wouldn't have, and probably again wouldn't have even today in
Yeah,
this day and age.
well, you are.
Yep.
I am a good person. I'm a good human being. Yeah, and you love me. So, anyways, there's a lot of fighting going on. Vegeta creates his own moon to turn into an ape.
Yep.
And like Goku is like smashing him with Kaiokens. Kaioken, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but like King Kai was like, don't do that one too much. That one's going to drain all your energy. You're going to be fucked up.
Yep.
But he just keeps going.
Yep.
Yeah.
Throw caution to the wind when the chips are down, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I guess so.
shit-
But it
shit
like
got real.
didn't seem to weaken him, which I was like, it should get
He's
harder.
pretty wiped by the end.
By the end, right? But by
Yeah.
then he had not only done 1,000,000 Kaiokens, but he's also like gathered all the energy for the spirit bomb and shit.
Which isn't his energy.
No, but it like has to use up his energy to gather it.
Some.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but, like,
but-
yeah.
it's less
Yeah.
dependent on that. He can do spirit bombs when he's more worn out.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Which is
I guess.
No, that
Yeah.
it makes sense mechanically.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. When
He's-
you spend the time to figure it out yourself.
Which I did
Yeah.
as a young child.
Sure,
Way
yeah,
too
yeah,
much.
yeah. That's clear.
Yes.
Okay, so then
He's
Goku
becoming an energy vampire.
So Goku gets his legs crushed.
Yes.
And that was a kind of a crazy scene too, because he's screaming with agony, like prolonged screaming, intense agony, and everyone's watching it happen, including Gohan, right?
Yeah.
So that was kind of intense. And then Goku uses telepathy, which seems to be a trend that people just were like, "Oh, we'll just have him talk with his mind."
Yep.
That happens in anime a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Accept it.
Yeah, exactly.
You can. You can. Okay, so the back and forth just keeps fucking going. Do you know what I mean? And then Gohan suddenly is like going crazy. He loses his fucking mind. And here's a question I have. How come, sorry, this is a backtrack. How come Vegeta, when he turns into an ape, his clothes also grow? But when Gohan turns into an ape, he's naked.
That's tech. That's Saiyan
yeah.
tech.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
they've literally built their suits to do that because it's a.
That makes sense. They
because
know they're going to do
transform.
that.
Yeah.
Whereas Gohan was like, "What's happening to
That's
me?"
right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay.
Right, like because the other thing too is for Vegeta, they've trained out the weakness for their tail, right?
Yeah.
And Gohan and Goku didn't really know what their lineage was and why they had a tail.
Sure. Yeah.
and
he
all
has
that
no
kind
idea.
of,
Yeah.
right. So
Yeah. Okay, so we're wrapping up. So Gohan turns into an ape now, right? Because of the fake moon. And then he literally just like falls on Vegeta. That's how they win. He falls on him.
Yep.
And then he's not dead yet. He's just like beaten. And Krillin wants to fucking murder him. And Goku's like, no, wait, don't murder him.
Yeah, this is the most Goku thing
Yeah.
that has ever Goku'd.
Totally.
This very moment.
This really I think establishes his character.
Fully solidifies who
Yeah.
he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the question: is it because honestly true mercy, or is it because like he's like,
I want to fight that guy.
that's
again.
what I was
That's
gonna say?
exactly
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I want to fight this guy again.
Yeah, don't kill him because I want to be the one to kill him.
It's always a little bit of both
Yeah.
with Goku.
Yeah.
You're always kind of back and forth. You're like, are you doing this because you're virtuous, or are you doing this because you want to fucking challenge and get stronger? And
Yeah,
like,
because he
whoop his
kind of has
ass?
a shit-eating grin as he's saying, "He's like this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Don't kill this.
We're gonna have
motherfucker."
good times with this guy.
Yeah. It's so funny.
But
man.
that's the thing. He never kills anybody really.
Yeah.
Like he'll just beat the shit out of them until they can't fight anymore and
Send
be
them
like,
packing.
and then walk away.
yeah, they walk away.
It's
and
like
then,
Batman.
And then it's like if they come back at him, he's like, "Oh yes, awesome."
Yeah.
And then like he wants to fight again.
Yeah.
Right, because he just wants to get stronger.
He's
so
a perpetual
selfish.
child.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so then Vegeta gets away. And
Yep.
we know we're going to see him again. And we're kind of in like the falling action of this arc. Which
Yes.
to me, actually, I felt like the arc was done. And we
Yeah.
started a new arc.
On like maybe on the internet, like on a technical level where they say it cuts off.
Yeah.
You may have got a couple episodes into what I would maybe consider the
Sure.
Namek saga.
But I
the
do hear what you're saying.
Frieza
If you're
saga.
watching a season of a show, you want the last thing you see on the season to be the setup for the next season, right?
For sure.
And that's what this falling action was. So
Yeah.
actually, I think it was good to go a little
Cool.
bit further.
Cool.
So we're in the hospital and everyone's healing up. And then, yeah, people are talking about what to do next, and they because they don't have the Dragon Balls anymore.
That's right.
But they now know that the people from Namek can make them, and that there's a bunch more of them. It's not just Piccolo.
Yep.
So they're like, well, we got to go to Namek.
That's right.
Yep.
So they get in a spaceship, and they're off to Namek.
Yep.
And again, we already talked about the spaceship scenes with Bulma, which were fucking killing me.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the last thing we see is they land on a planet, and it's a planet filled with kids,
yeah.
which was that felt like a strange spot to stop because it wasn't like that's not Namek.
Right.
Right. So it was like, okay, I guess we're going to do this before we get
There's
there.
some filler
Yeah.
until you
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's the fucking end.
That's it.
We made it.
Dragon Ball Z season 1.
Season
Yeah.
1 done.
Was it in
Part one.
seasons or did we just pick an arc? Like, did it air in seasons originally?
Well, yeah, technically it did, but I mean, I feel like for the way that we're gonna do this project,
Yeah.
the arcs are the better way.
Because
to go.
online it's just numbered episodes, like a giant list of numbered episodes.
Yeah.
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 Anyways, that's
All right.
it.
So, what do you rate it, buddy?
Oh no. He's giving us
Yeah,
a weird
I know.
look.
Yeah.
I
I mean, it's gonna change like once we go through the other arcs, right?
probably.
Yeah.
I think it definitely will only improve.
Probably.
It fucking better.
So during this conversation, I talked about a lot of things I enjoyed because there was like a lot of fun stuff in the show. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That being said, like I feel like I had to work really hard to find it fun. Like I really
Okay.
had to try.
Sure.
Whereas like if I wasn't doing this with you guys, I would have just not tried and
Sure.
let it go.
Yeah.
So it's gonna sound like I liked the show more than I did because also we didn't spend a lot of time talking about like the boring shit, like a little bit. Like there's a lot of boring shit.
Sure.
So overall, I'm gonna say it was kind of a boring watch for me.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give it like a 4.5.
Whoa.
That sounds.
yeah,
I'm sorry. That
wait.
sounds like you liked it more.
No, I'm gonna say it's gonna. If you listen to the episode, you're gonna hear
think
it
that the
as if
score
I
would be
liked it
higher.
more than I did. And I don't know, dude. None of the stuff that was fun was like redeeming enough for me to be like, yeah, this is a great show and I liked it. Like,
So this is our last episode ever.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys expected though, dude. Like, did you expect me to like it more than that?
Not a 4 point. Did you give it a 4 or what was it 4.5?
4.5.
4.5. I thought it would have been at least a 6 for you.
Really?
Yeah.
I was hoping that maybe the reverence that you would have for the influence that the show kind of was going to show off. And again, I was hoping that some of the 90s charm of like the aesthetic and just the fun vibes of things would make you ultimately like kind of enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
So that's what I was hoping.
Fair enough.
I see that didn't happen.
I just had a hard time with it.
I just feel like, you know what? Like I feel like you don't like action.
If there was more action, I would have liked the show more.
Yeah, he said it was boring.
Yeah, I guess so, but like I don't know, man. Like
I don't know.
That's
It'll get better.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say.
that kind of like rocked my core a little bit.
It is. Let's
Again,
move on.
I'm sorry, dude.
Let's forget about it.
I'm sorry, but
Mikey, what do you give Dragon Ball Z out of 10?
Out of 10, like for me, the nostalgia, like also knowing where it goes. Granted, I haven't watched this particular arc or the original like forever. So, but for me, like this arc would have been a 7.
Can I just point out that
7.5.
the reason you justified your score was because of nostalgia and knowing where it goes. Two things I don't have.
Yeah.
So for you to be so shocked by my score is a little
Okay,
unfair.
okay,
I don't
fair.
have that framework to score it against.
Okay, that's fair. But
Yeah.
even if I took the nostalgia and all that stuff
can't,
out,
though.
yeah,
You
it's-
can't.
But it establishes the foundation of what Dragon Ball is and those characters.
I know, but that's
Right?
because you know what Dragon Ball is in those characters, and I don't.
What you do now?
I wanted a
Kinda.
passing grade at least.
Yeah.
4.5 to me is a fail.
Yeah.
Which means that you don't think the show was successful basically at all.
For me.
Right. And
Yeah.
I totally disagree with that. I think that even if you don't, it's not to your taste. I think to give it less than a 5 out of 10,
Yeah.
I think is unfair to the show. But that's just me. And again, I'm speaking
Can I be
through the
honest with
lens
you,
of somebody who worships this show.
Yeah, and
so.
I'm just gonna say, like, I don't owe this show anything, so I scored it for me, not for what I owe the show. Like the show, you know
right.
what I mean?
And I, as an anime fan, do feel like I owe this show everything.
Sure.
You know, and I
Fair.
think most people would probably agree if they were partially formed by this show.
Yeah.
If I spent hours by myself trying to throw fucking Kamehameha,
Yeah.
this show had influenced me.
Yeah.
yeah,
It influenced you. It didn't influence me at any time except
Yeah.
for the last month.
I give it an 8.5.
8.5.
I would say for this first season.
Okay.
First season, like I get how hard it is, especially how old it is
Yeah.
to consume, and that's
And
why
how
I gave,
old I am?
Yeah, but you're
My
still you're a
enjoyment's no
child.
less as an
Yeah.
adult than it was as a kid. I just find different
But
things
if you
more
had never
enjoyable.
seen, if you were new to anime and had never seen this when you were a kid, do you know what I mean? Would your
I
enjoyment
watch
still be the same?
I watch new shonens all the time that are very bare bones.
I know, but you're not new
straight
to
up like
anime.
this.
I'm saying put yourself in my shoes, is all I'm saying.
We try. I try.
No, you don't. You
No, I
want
don't
me to
try.
step into your shoes. You want me in your shoes.
Yeah, that's kind of the premise of the podcast. Anyways, that was a fun one, guys.
Okay.
That was fun.
Thanks
Another
for sticking
long
it out
one.
with Thanks
Thank
for
you, guys.
sticking it out with us, guys. Jay, where can people find you?
Hanger.91 on Instagram and hanger91.bigcartel.com for the web store. I got Dragon Ball Z prints and other awesome merch from all the previous episodes, so check it out.
Nice.
Jordy.
Reaching in on Instagram. I won't talk about Dragon Ball Z ever again. There anyhow.
Until the next episode.
Until the next episode, yeah.
Until we do the next arc.
Yeah.
All right. I'm Mikey Lee. You can find me at Korean Barbecue 86. And I've got cats. I've got toys. I've got Dragon Ball figures. And
Yes.
until next time,
Yeah.
guys.
I'm sorry.
Love you.
Bye.